Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Get In Line podcast. I'm Tyler here with my co-host
Joe.
and we got a lot of things to discuss today. Joe, want to get right into it, talk about the game last night, Game 5, Raptors, Bucks. As we all know, Bucks, I even thought we were going to go into that game. You know, you got home court advantage. You're going to take Game 5. You know, you just lost 2 in a row. Now 3 in a row loss for the Bucks. It's the first time all season they've lost 3 games in a row. Now, what does this mean for the Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks?
What it means is they got to win next game. Protecting, like I said in the last podcast, protecting home court for both coaches was a point of emphasis. It was important to protect home court. Nick Nurse especially emphasized it when they were down 2-0 to protect home court. They did their job. Now it's up to Milwaukee to do their job, and they didn't do it. And the Raptors, I don't know why people are writing them off because the Raptors are nice. They really took advantage of Milwaukee. They're exposing Milwaukee's weakness. They're doubling Giannis. Giannis is getting flustered. Kawhi Leonard sometimes is guarding him straight up. Kawhi Leonard is like the only person on earth I think that can guard Giannis. Giannis didn't even get over. Giannis got 24 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, off 50% shooting. It's like that's a bad game for him. You know what I mean? That's still a good game. The Raptors, they just play a lot better. You have people coming off the bench like Van Vliet who had 7 3-pointers. Like
21 points, yeah.
Yeah, like what is that?
Yeah,
like you can't let the freaking Bucks can't let people do that. And if you're gonna let the Raptors bench help out Kawhi like that and help out and let Larry produce, let Van Vliet do that, then you got to help too because the Bucks did not help. They did not help Giannis at all.
Yeah, and
no bench production.
They didn't even let the Raptors only played 3 bench players last night.
Yeah,
and they outscored the entire Bucks bench. Like
they played great.
That's incredible. And like Kawhi went off for 35 points.
Yeah.
So like now, what you just said, going off of that, what does Giannis need to do in Game 6? And they're at Toronto. Remember that.
Giannis has to he really needs to make his free throws. Like I wrote right here, Giannis has to make his free throws. He went 4 of 9. That's terrible. That's under 50% from the line. It's not that hard to make a free throw. If you're not the best player on the team, he's the best player on the team. You got to make your free throws. Like the Bucks rely on him. They feed off Giannis. Like Giannis had like, remember that dunk that Giannis had yesterday where he did that 2-step?
Well, he did the Euro step
right
into
on
the
Danny
dunk.
Green. Right on Danny Green. And the Bucks, Milwaukee, everybody just got pumped. And then in the beginning of the game, Giannis misses 3 straight free throws. They lost by 6. He missed 5 free throws.
It's a 1-point game right there.
If Giannis makes his free throws, it's a 1-point game. Everyone else, like I have right here, the Raptors shot 80% from free throws. Bucks 72%. This is what I'm about to say to you right now. These are the 4 things all series, including the point of emphasis that I make with protecting home court.
Okay.
These 4 things are the reasons why Toronto's winning. Free throw shooting, 3-point shooting, defense, and turnovers. Toronto, 80% free throw shooting. Milwaukee, 72% free throw shooting. Toronto is leading the series. 41% 3-point shooting for Toronto. 32% 3-point shooting for Milwaukee. Toronto's leading the series. 6 steals and 4 blocks for Toronto last night. 2 steals, 2 blocks for Milwaukee. Toronto's winning the series. 6 turnovers for Toronto, 11 for Milwaukee. Toronto's leading the series. You just have to play more efficiently, and Giannis needs to play better. Middleton needs to play better. He shot 2 of 9 last night. Chris Middleton's supposed to be wide open in the corner.
He's an all-star this year.
He's an all-star. You got to step up. I mean, there's not really else much to say about it. Siakam had a double-double and 3 blocks. Like
he blocked Giannis twice.
Yes, like defense.
Defense wins championships.
The Raptors are the best defensive team in the league, hands down.
And like you said about free throw percentage, like Giannis last night and like the postseason, he's 64% from the line.
Yeah,
that's awful.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Like usually he's 72% for his career, but like that's not good, but that's not as bad as he's doing right now. Like in this series, he's shooting 64% from the free throw line. Like you said, he missed 5 free throws last night. How many did they win by? 6?
Yeah.
It's a 1-point game, right? That changes the whole narrative of the game, right? You know what I mean? And didn't he airball? Did he airball last night?
No,
he didn't airball last night. But he went to the line 3 straight times, right? He missed the first 2 points of the game, then went to the line, got the and one, and then missed that free throw right away, like off the bat.
You gotta make your free throws. Like you just gotta do it. And that's Giannis' only. Giannis made a couple threes last night. Like that was good. Like he's getting more confidence. If he starts to hit that three, it's over for the league. But right now, like we were talking about this last night. I think player for player, Kawhi Leonard is a better player than Giannis, and I think it shows. I think Kawhi is way more efficient, plays harder,
comes up in the clutch,
makes his shots when they matter, wins more in the playoffs. Kawhi is the MVP of the playoffs as far as I'm concerned so far.
With Durant out.
Yeah, with Durant out. Kawhi has just been incredible. Toronto's been incredible.
Kyle Lowry's actually stepping up in the playoffs.
Consistent. Lowry had a bad game last night.
But but like in general,
he's
playing well.
Yeah.
Like compared to last year, like when Toronto they got swept by Cleveland last year, right?
Yeah.
Again, and they were the first seed.
Yeah.
So it's like wow. So Kawhi Leonard really changed this Toronto team around.
He's the best player that Toronto's ever had.
Do you think they're gonna resign him?
I hope so.
Like, do you think he'll resign?
I mean, with everything that like Toronto's doing for him, like giving him like the free houses, the free food,
like they really appreciate
Ubers,
who he is. Like they really love him. Yeah,
it's not even just Toronto; it's Canada.
Yeah,
you know
he
what
represents
I mean? Like,
Canada.
Yeah, like,
well, like what's the other team that Canada has? None, right?
Yeah,
Maple
so
Leafs got eliminated this year, right? The
Blue
Jays.
In the NBA, it's
yeah,
just
no,
Toronto.
exactly. But I'm just saying, like Toronto as a whole, like the Raptors are the best team in Toronto right now.
Yeah. Well, the Raptors are the best team, like, in Canada.
Yeah. No, I know
that's
what I meant to say, yeah.
In the NBA, there's 30 teams. There's one team from Canada.
Yep.
They represent that country.
Yep.
Like, it's important for them, and I think Kawhi likes that, and I really like
and they really
Kawhi's
appreciate him there.
Yeah.
Like, they really, like him for who he is, you know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
they're really, like, on his back. Like, they're like, I got your back, Kawhi. Like, you know what I mean? That city loves him, and, like, Drake is a huge supporter, obviously, of that city. Like, the Six, Toronto, right? And, like, he's just been supporting Kawhi. Like there's just this whole like movement, it seems like, for Kawhi Leonard to just stay with this team, especially if he brings them to the first finals. Like, why would he leave? Right?
Well, he's having a great season. This postseason he's having playing amazing.
And like in the beginning of the season, like we were arguing like mid-season, like near All-Star break, like is Kawhi Leonard like MVP? Like he was playing like he was gonna win the MVP.
Yeah.
Then like Giannis just stepped up and Harden stepped it up.
Yeah.
But like there's an argument in the middle of the season if Giannis was gonna be the MVP of the league. So like
Kawhi.
I mean Kawhi.
Yeah.
So like it's like wow. Like you know what I mean? It's just mind blowing.
He had one of the greatest scoring runs last series against Philly that a player's ever had in the playoffs.
And hit that game winner. Like that's crazy.
The first game 7 shot.
Ever.
Winner, buzzer beater. He's a great player, and I really like what the Raptors are doing. I still got the Bucks in 7.
I had the Raptors in 6.
Yeah, 'cause you have the Raptors in 6. So I gotta stick with my prediction.
No, yeah.
It's really I don't know how the Bucks are gonna win in Toronto unless they shoot better free throws, shoot threes better, play harder defense. And
Giannis has got to go for like 40 in that game.
And
like
the bench needs to help.
The bench doesn't help.
The bench has to help Giannis because
well, like you would think that
they usually do.
Yeah.
Like the Bucks. Like the reason why I have the Bucks in the finals and I predict them to go to the finals in the beginning of the playoffs. Or right before the playoffs started was because everybody on their team knows their role. It's just the matter of in the playoffs, you just have to which team is better on defense. Toronto. Which team is better 3-point shooting team? Milwaukee. But Toronto's doing it better this season.
Yeah. Well, because you got the bench players stepping up, Norman Powell stepping up, Fred VanVleet had 7 threes last night.
So it's more important. It's way more important right now that when your bench steps up and the containment of Giannis, the double teams. Like I said I was wrong. Like I said that Giannis opens up the court. I mean, he does. That is true. He opens up the court for his teammates, but he gets flustered when he gets doubled, tripled. Like I saw there was a play last night where he was in the corner where he was being guarded by somebody, and then Marcus Gasol came over and doubled, and then Lopez cut in.
It was wide open.
Lopez had a wide open layup. Like that happens not a lot. Because Giannis gets flustered. But if Giannis just is more composed and trusts his teammates and does what he does and just plays like himself, they'll be fine.
No, exactly.
But he's just being a little flustered because Kawhi is the only player on earth that can guard him, and they're doubling him. And it's not even just Kawhi that plays defense. Larry, when he wants to, is a great defender. VanVleet's a good defender. Siakam's a great defender. Gasol used to be Defensive Player of the Year. Kawhi
and
Leonard's
Ibaka off the bench.
Ibaka off the bench. Like, Powell's a good defender. You have so many players on that team that could just play defense. Toronto, I'm not shocked they win the series. I like to be proven wrong. You know, I pick Milwaukee. You pick Toronto. I love to be proven wrong. I like to be right more. But
No, but it's cool to be proven wrong. Yeah.
So
it's like wow. Like I predicted this and I was wrong. Like damn. Like you proved me wrong. Like you know what I mean.
And Brogdon, even Brogdon on the Bucks had a great game. And He just didn't shoot the ball efficiently, but he still played good.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just you have to make your shots. You just have to. You gotta hit him. It says it right here. Every game that the Milwaukee lost the past 3 games, they shot worse free throws. They had a lesser free throw percentage, lesser 3-point percentage, played worse defense, and turned the ball over more. Those are the 4, and they lost away. So it's like it's just a protecting the home court and those 4 things, and I think that's what's going to determine it.
No, I agree with you. That last night's game was incredible.
Crazy.
It was incredible, and it was only a 6-point game, and then Milwaukee came back to tie it. Like now, Game 6 is tomorrow
night. Important game
in Toronto. All right, so now going off that, I want to shift the football a little bit. Shift to the NFL. All right, so Dak Prescott, Joe, your boy.
Yep.
Cowboys fan right here.
Yep.
Dak Prescott, does he deserve this money? Does Dak Prescott deserve the big contract extension that everybody is talking about?
The thing with Dak is that, recently his contract and his extension and the Cowboys and everything has been a hot topic of the league because Dak Prescott just proposed a counteroffer. The terms and then everything is like confidential right now, I think. But like, what I'm saying for Dak Prescott in terms of everything he's done in his career in the NFL and his story and everything, his production and the best availability. I mean, the best ability is availability. He's always there. He deserves a contract that's going to pay him $18 to $21 million a year. And I say this because, okay, let's look at quarterbacks that have been in the league that have done worse or are on the same level as Dak. Or you can argue they're better quarterbacks that are getting paid way more than him. Kirk Cousins, what has he done? He's getting paid $28 million a year. What has he done? Jimmy Garoppolo getting paid $27.5 million a year. What has he done? Matt Stafford getting paid $27 million a year. What has he done? Derek Carr getting paid $25 million a year. What has he done? Dak Prescott has accomplished more or on the same in just 3 years than those 4 quarterbacks. The only thing that he's not better than those 4, he's not a good pocket passer. He's not a good thrower like that. He's an inaccurate thrower. And if that determines who gets $25 million, then Dak deserves 25 plus. But I'm saying from his inconsistencies and everything, and his inability to throw over 4,000 yards in a season, his inconsistencies in terms of overthrowing, underthrowing, Dak deserves, to me at least, I don't know, I want to hear what you have to say, but to me, he deserves in between $18 to $21 million, just because he never had a losing season. He's always on the field.
I just
he's
want to.
a great quarterback. He's good.
No, he is a good quarterback. Like, he's better than most quarterbacks in the league. He's definitely like a top 15 quarterback in the league.
I think it's fair to say that he deserves in between 18 to 21 million, but not too much, not too little. But like, if Kirk Cousins and Jimmy Garoppolo and Matt Stafford and Derek Carr get paid $25 million and above, why doesn't Dak?
I mean, the teams that offer them that amount of money is absurd. Like, you're offering Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, Matt Stafford, and who's the other guy?
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr, that amount of money for what? Nothing. Where's the playoff runs? Where's the championships? Where's the 12+ win seasons on those teams? There's none.
Derek Carr has one. Derek Carr went 12-4 once.
Okay, one, and then didn't they lose?
Well, he got hurt.
Oh, he got hurt. Yep, and he was off for MVP that year.
Derek Carr to me is the only person.
Okay, so he could prove his point.
Yeah,
and like Matt Ryan could prove his point.
You can argue Derek Carr, but like you look at the highest paid quarterbacks, it's Russell Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger. They deserve it. Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan. Philip Rivers, they deserve it.
Yeah.
But
those quarterbacks do not.
If Kirk Cousins and Jimmy Garoppolo and Matt Stafford and Derek Carr, mostly Cousins, Garoppolo, and Stafford, but I'm including Derek Carr because Derek Carr hasn't accomplished anything as far as I'm concerned. So Dak Prescott definitely deserves $18 to $21 million. So what do you think?
So your point is that if these quarterbacks are not as good as Dak or equal to Dak, then Dak should get more money. I don't think he should get more. You don't think he should?
I don't think he should get more only because he has a lot of flaws.
Dak Prescott.
He's many flaws.
Well, do you think? Let's just say you replace Dak Prescott. Do the Cowboys still win X amount of games with it?
It depends on who they replace him with.
Like just I don't know, some backup quarterback. Like, do they win with that offensive line and Zeke?
Well, no, of course
not. And Mari Cooper, no, right?
No, but it depends on who you put there. Like if you lose Dak and you put Wentz in there, then the Cowboys are going 14-2.
Yeah, so like, is Dak elite? Is Dak an elite?
No, he's not.
He's not elite.
Of course not.
Yeah, because like I was gonna say, I was like the elite quarterbacks are like Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, Drew
I wouldn't even
Brees.
say Pat Mahomes.
Not
elite.
yet.
Pat Mahomes is just insanely good. He's not elite.
Not okay. So
He's
elite:
elite.
Tom Brady, Drew Brees.
Yeah, Tom Brady,
And
Drew
Aaron
Brees,
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, Russell
Andrew Luck.
Wilson, Andrew Luck.
That's like it. That's your
Yeah,
5.
Yeah.
But Pat Mahomes is just like
Pat Mahomes is
he's
is
starting
half a
off.
step
Yeah, yeah.
behind him. Like he'll be elite in a year or two.
yeah.
You know.
So like,
like-
Dak Prescott's not elite, but you're just I see what you're saying. You're just saying that these quarterbacks have accomplished nothing to what Dak accomplished. Obviously, he's been to the play. He has had a losing record. Been to the
No.
playoffs every single
He's
year,
never
right?
been a loser. He's never had a losing record.
He's been in the playoffs every single
No.
year. No,
He
right?
only 2 out of 3. Like he went
2 out of 3 years.
They went 13-3.
Yep.
They went 9-7.
9-7. They didn't make. They didn't make the.
And they didn't make the playoffs.
10-6 was last year
Yeah.
when they beat Seattle
Yeah.
and lost to the Rams, right?
Yeah.
All right. So 2 out of 3 years Dak's been quarterback. They have had a losing record.
Never
Been
had
to
a
the
losing
playoffs
record.
twice. Went to the second round twice, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Went 13-3 in his rookie season.
He actually they were down at one point in that game, like 31-3.
Was that against the Packers?
31-3.
Mhm.
The Cowboys came back, tied the game up, and then Rodgers decided to be the Cowboy killer. And
He
kill
he
us.
is the Cowboy killer.
Yeah, so it's
Aaron
like-
Rodgers.
Exactly. But to come back to the original question, I don't know how somebody can say that Dak Prescott doesn't deserve a $20 million deal with everything that he's accomplished. I'm not saying 25, because 25 and 20 are completely different.
Yeah, that's
I'm
$5 million.
I'm saying with his career accolades, his durability, the best of ability is availability. Dak
Mhm.
Prescott has never missed a game.
Mm-hmm.
He's never missed a game.
No, yeah.
He's always in the
He's
field.
efficient.
He's
Like,
has
he's
his
healthy.
Head right. He has his head right. And yes, I know this is kind of unfair, but his story contributes to why I think he's going to get the money.
What do you mean?
He was a 4th-round draft pick. He
Oh.
took Romo's spot. And
Went 13-3.
Yeah, like it contributes greatly. And I don't understand. Just because you don't like the Cowboys. No, I'm not saying you. I'm talking about people
No,
in general.
no. I definitely.
Just because you don't
Yep.
like the Cowboys, you can't say that this kid doesn't deserve it because he deserves all the
No,
money
yeah,
in the
yeah.
world.
I definitely think that like the only thing that scares me about giving a quarterback that amount of money is like, like the guaranteed money. Like
Yeah.
that's all quarterbacks care about. That's what any player cares
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
right? So like just listen for a second. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so when a quarterback or a player gets, or any type of sports player gets that amount of money, I feel like they kind of like fall off a little bit. Depends on who the player is, because they're like, oh, I got X amount of money. I got $100 million contract, right?
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins got big money, right? Because he had one good season, right?
Yeah.
What's he doing now? Nothing, right?
Yeah.
He's playing awful, right?
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford, he had one good season. What's he doing now? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
I think that money changes changes who you are as a player.
well, no,
because,
yeah, definitely.
but that's just what I'm scared of Dak.
It could control. Well, I'm saying, all right, Kirk
Like
Cousins still
Mhm.
made the Pro Bowl.
No, yeah,
Matt Stafford still had an efficient season in terms of throwing.
but
the
like
ball.
he's not
They're
worth
not-
that
they're not
amount of
producing
money.
Wins.
Yeah,
not
but
producing-
they're not worth that
he's
amount of
not-
money.
Of course, I don't think they're worth that amount of money because they don't produce wins. But their talent is there.
No, yeah,
So it's like Cousins is a talented quarterback. If
he's
you
a
put-
good quarterback,
yeah,
but he's not
but-
worth
But like
how much.
he had last season when he signed with Minnesota,
Mhm.
right? Everyone was like, "Oh, this is great. This is great." And I'm sitting here like, what did he do on Washington? Let's see what he does with a really good team. Now we can actually see who Kirk Cousins, the
Mhm.
quarterback, is. Kirk Cousins does not deserve $28 million a year.
that's
He
ridiculous.
played with Minnesota. You put Aaron Rodgers on Minnesota, they're going to the Super Bowl. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Like, Minnesota's defense is scary. They have weapons everywhere.
Xavier Rhodes.
They got weapons on offense everywhere. Minnesota's a sick team. Offensive line is good. Kirk Cousins is just not a quarterback that deserves $28 million. Jimmy Garoppolo does not deserve
Because he won 4 games for
Yeah.
New England.
and he won like 6 games for San Francisco that one year.
When
He's
when
injury prone. Matt Stafford and Jimmy Garoppolo are injury prone.
Mhm.
Derek Carr is injury prone.
Yeah. No,
Dak's not.
I definitely agree with you. Like going into this, I was like, I wanted to hear what you had to say first.
Yeah.
Kind of changed my mind.
Dak
like,
is not injury prone.
No.
Dak's always on the
No,
field.
yeah.
Dak's a winner.
And the
They
Cowboys are a
always
good
win.
team too.
They're a good team. And
Yeah,
he
and they have
deser-
weapons.
Like, he really deserves the money. Like, Dak, name me a problem with Dak other than he underthrows, overthrows balls.
I have none. Like
That's
that's
it.
it. Like he just overthrows
And
everybody.
he might be a quote unquote system quarterback. That might be true. But I don't care.
No, yeah.
He's gonna stay on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
He's a franchise quarterback with the Cowboys. So is Derek Carr with the Raiders,
Mhm.
right? So is Garoppolo with the 49ers, and so is Cousins with. I'm just saying. He does deserve. I don't know what contract would you give Dak? Because I would give him a deal that pays him $18-21 million a
Okay.
year. What about you?
I definitely. It's tough. Honestly, like I think that's a fair range. I think I'd give him like $15 million a year.
15.
Yeah, a year. 15 to like 17 million.
That's too little.
You think so?
Yes.
How?
For Dak, because of what he
Well, because-
accomplished.
but
And you
you're
want to
just-
compare it to these
Yeah,
next
no, you're just
quarterbacks.
you're comparing it to every other quarterback.
Yeah.
That's
Because
not
if
as good
they
as him.
deserve
Yeah.
it, why? Like, why? If they deserve it, why doesn't Dak?
Mhm.
And the Cowboys are better. And
Mhm.
he's led the Cowboys have been consistently better than the Vikings, the 49ers, the Lions,
You
and
think
the
they're better than
Raiders.
the Vikings?
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
my God.
They
of
went to the
course.
NFC Championship the other year.
The Vikings
Yeah, 2 years ago.
without Cousins. I'm
Yeah.
talking
Oh,
about right now. I'm
oh.
talking about
Okay,
right
okay.
now. And I'm talking about last season. The
Mhm.
Vikings didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
the
they
Cowboys
did.
did.
Yeah.
Cowboys went 10-6.
Well, none of those teams made the playoffs, right?
None of those teams made the playoffs. Exactly. None of those teams made the playoffs, and the Cowboys did. Dak Prescott, other than Tom Brady, has the most quarterback wins since he entered the league. Did you know that?
Did not.
In the last 3 seasons, it's Tom Brady who has the most wins as a quarterback.
Mhm.
Right behind him is Dak.
Mhm.
Sure, you can say it's because of the team, whatever. I'm not discrediting his wins because he has a
Well, you
lot.
can't-
I could show you statistical evidence right now that prove that Dak Prescott's a good performer in the clutch. Dak Prescott has game-winning drives. I don't know about more game-winning drives than these quarterbacks, but he does.
No, he has
win the
game-winning
game.
drives, yeah.
He is.
Remember
the
what he
most,
did against the Giants?
He's one of the most poised quarterbacks
Mhm.
at the end of the game. Like he
Oh, yeah.
deserves 20 million, 18 20 million.
And
he deserves
and
it.
he could run the ball. Like he's mobile. Like he
Yeah.
could.
He's never hurt either.
No, yeah.
Like Kirk Cousins
Mhm.
could get hurt. Garoppolo is hurt right now. Derek Carr
Was
missed the whole season.
missed the whole season.
Tore his ACL though. That's why the Raiders lost the fucking playoffs 2 years ago. Like it's just
I know.
like whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's why I completely think that Dak deserves that much money. And it's
Mhm.
not even that I'm being biased. I'm just saying, like, if you look at everything
Mhm.
and you look at the players that have money above him, if you look at all the other things and his ability to win, his
Mhm.
durability, the other players' indurability,
Mhm.
like it just proves to me that I think he's worth it. 18
It's
to 20.
definitely an argument that you're making the argument
Yeah.
that like he deserves that money. I'm not disagreeing with you. When I came into this, I was like, oh, like definitely not. But like you're proving me wrong that like these quarterbacks that are not as good to him or equal to him are earning more money than him.
Yeah.
And they haven't done as much as he did
Yeah.
in 3 years. He's been for
Yeah.
3 years, and these quarterbacks have obviously been around more than that.
Like I'm saying I think if you give him 25 and above, that's way too much for Dak.
Mm-hmm.
That's
no,
way too
20,
much.
25 million or
20
more is a lot.
anything above 21 may be a little too much. But like if he gets a contract that's 22, 23, I'll be a little upset, but I won't be like too crazy because the kid earns it. He's always on the field and he wins. Maybe they don't win the Super Bowl, but they're always there. The Cowboys
yeah.
are consistently a good team with him at the helm.
No.
The Vikings are not with Kirk Cousins. They didn't make the playoffs. Garoppolo's hurt all the time. We never seen Garoppolo play a full season with San Francisco. Matt Stafford, the Lions are never in the playoffs. Derek Carr last year, what happened? I know the Raiders were bad, but what did they do? 3-13, and Derek Carr deserves $25 million? Are you kidding me? No, not in my book. All right,
That's
next.
definitely a point. Next.
I
On to
got
the next.
I want to ask you
No,
about
you go
Le'Veon
for it, go
Bell,
for it.
because there's a lot of
Mhm.
drama around Le'Veon.
Mhm.
So Adam Gase, like, apparently
He's GM of the Jets
is now
right?
the new GM, and apparently didn't want Le'Veon Bell. And the GM got fired who did want Le'Veon Bell. Adam Gase thinks they overpaid for Le'Veon Bell. I don't think they overpaid for Le'Veon Bell. I think they underpaid. But I don't know. There's a lot of rumors with Le'Veon. Now with this dysfunction, do you think that they should trade him?
No, why would you trade Le'Veon Bell?
Exactly.
I'm like
Exactly.
speechless. Like
Exactly.
it's a top 5 running back in the league, right?
Yeah.
Right? And just because he didn't play last season doesn't mean you have to trade him, right? Like
Yeah.
he signed with the freaking New
Well,
York
they think,
Jets.
They
like
think they want it. There's all this dysfunction because they think that Le'Veon's a problem.
I mean, like we'll see, right? We'll definitely see. I think you
Yeah.
definitely give it a year to see what happens.
Yeah,
Like
you gotta.
you didn't even let him play a regular season game, so
Yeah.
how you gonna judge it?
Exactly.
You know what I
And
mean?
plus,
Like
he wants to play with the Jets. They're a young
Mm.
team. They have tremendous upside.
Mm.
I just have a lot of concerns with Adam
Yeah,
Gase
so-
and this regime.
so like the question is Le'Veon Bell a locker room cancer? Like is he?
I
Like
don't think so.
yeah, like I don't know.
I don't think he is.
Like was the problem Pittsburgh Le'Veon Bell or Antonio
No,
Brown?
I'm pretty sure. I think that was different. I think that was just Antonio Brown and Big Ben. But Le'Veon Bell, I think his problem with Pittsburgh was just the money, the contract.
No, yeah. They wouldn't give him the right money, and
They wouldn't give him a long-term
and
deal.
then the Jets did.
And the Jets gave him the long-term deal, and they actually they
They
as far as I'm concerned, they kind of got a steal because Le'Veon is getting paid like
I think he's getting underpaid like $10 million.
yeah, I'm pretty
Well, he could have got offered more by the Steelers than by the Jets,
exactly,
and he took
yeah,
the Jets
100%.
deal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
but why would the Jets trade him when they just got him? Right? You haven't
Yeah,
even
I'm
seen
not
him play a
sure.
regular season game yet.
exactly.
You got to give this guy a chance. Like, you have no idea if he was the actual problem in the Steelers. You know, like
yeah.
we hear all these rumors and stuff like that, but like, was he the actual problem? Like, we don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
like. I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous that the Jets are even considering trading Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell is getting paid $13 million a year.
Okay, that's underpaid for him.
Le'Veon could get a deal like Gurley, which is going to pay him $16 million
Yeah,
a year.
but that he's that player. Like, he's top
Yeah,
5.
they got him for $3 million less, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, like in the league right now, running backs. Like, if I were to rank my top 5, I'll put it in order: Todd Gurley, Saquon,
Yeah,
Zeke.
yeah, I agree, 100%.
Who would I put 4?
I put
Le'Veon, and then probably
Kamara.
like Kamara, or like Miller.
Yeah,
Yeah, like one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's your top 5. But Le'Veon Bell's in the top 5, and he
Yeah.
went to the New York Jets.
well, the only reason why like I agree with that list 100%. Like I put Le'Veon only at 4. Like
Mhm.
people can argue Le'Veon's still number 1, but
he didn't play all
he
last
hasn't played in
season.
the
So like
season,
how
yeah,
could
so,
you
like,
argue that?
yeah, exactly. He hasn't played in a season, but like he definitely should not get traded. And
No, yeah.
I don't really like I'm not with this Adam Gase stuff on the Jets. I don't
Well, it's just
it
like
one
weird
bit.
now. Like all of a sudden he was head coach,
What
and
did
then
he do
nothing.
on the Dolphins? What did he do?
Nothing.
They never
Look at
went
the
to playoffs
Dolphins.
with
Yeah,
him.
exactly. I was about to say.
And now
They
he's
have
the
losing
GM.
record every single year.
Yeah, it just makes me question the hiring of Adam Gase. Like, if the GM didn't like him to begin with, why'd you hire him?
Yeah, but then like all of a sudden you just promoted him to GM right away.
Yeah.
Like
I
what?
don't. I hope it's because they want to develop Darnold because Adam Gase is a quarterback coach. But like,
But I hope they didn't promote him to
whole-
get rid of Le'Veon Bell.
Exactly. Like they gotta keep Le'Veon. Like this whole thing with the Jets. This just tells me about the Jets as an organization is just a screwed up organization. They're just a messed up team.
Well, like this
They
is the
can't
first
figure
thing
it
that's good happened to them since Broadway Joe.
Yeah.
You think about it, right?
Le'Veon Bell was the hottest free agent on the market.
And the Jets
got
signed him.
Yeah. So it's a great pickup for the Jets. They gotta use him. It's just Adam Gase needs to get his head out of his butt, and he needs to stop being petty. Adam Gase needs to live with the fact that they got Le'Veon Bell for a steal. People can argue that they overpaid for Le'Veon Bell. I don't think so. I think the Jets got a steal.
Definitely
Le'Veon.
not.
But Adam Gase needs to grow a pair. Needs to step it up. Adam Gase needs to stop being immature and say, you know what? I made a mistake with the dysfunction in the organization. The GM, Mike McCagnon, sure we had our disagreements about Le'Veon Bell, but you know what? I'm going to suck it up because Le'Veon Bell is a top 5 running back in the league, and we're going to keep him when the Jets are going to be good soon.
But like I just don't get like where your mindset is where like you just trade him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
all of
there's
us.
rumors of that.
Yeah, but like why? Like you just signed
Just
him.
because of dysfunction.
Yeah, but like you signed him for a reason, right? To win games. Like Le'Veon Bell is there to win games. Like
Exactly.
how are you gonna trade him because dysfunction, right? With
Exactly.
everybody when he didn't even play a regular season game
Exactly.
yet. You gotta wait until give him a year. See what happens. See if the Jets fall apart or stay together because of him, right?
Oh, the Jets are going to be a way better team.
Yeah, that's
this
what I'm
year.
saying. Like
I got the Jets going like 8-8 this year.
yeah,
I think they're
like
going to be an average
where'd they
team.
go last year? They won 4
They went
games.
4-12.
Yeah, so that's a big improvement. That's a
I think
big
they're going
improvement.
8-8. Right now, it's way too early prediction.
Yeah,
but
no.
like right now, off the top of my head, if I had to give them a record, I go 8-8. What do you think?
No, I definitely think it's a fair record.
Yeah,
like
it's
8 and 8,
average. They-
even maybe even 9 and 7.
Maybe.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like
yeah,
maybe even 9 and
maybe.
7, but like 8 and 8 sounds fair for them.
Yeah.
Like, but that's 4-win improvement. Like you got to think about the Browns, right? Browns didn't even win a game, and they won 8 games, right?
Exactly.
Where'd they go? 8-7 and 1.
No, they went.
No,
they went
7, 8 and 1.
7, 8,
So
1.
they won. Isn't that crazy? Like that's
Yeah.
improvement. Even though like if I was like just like being a Browns fan, like if I was just a Browns fan, like I'd be ecstatic, right?
definitely.
And now you have OBJ, like.
Definitely, yeah. The Browns
Okay,
are gonna be
ready?
great.
So the Browns just gonna go trade OBJ?
Nah. Well,
No,
no, it's only because the Browns. But the difference with that is like everybody in the Browns wanted OBJ.
Yeah.
But
But,
like
like,
the Jets, they didn't want. A lot of people didn't want Le'Veon Bell.
But why?
I don't know.
Like why?
Well,
Why?
because they think they see him as a cancer, probably. They see
But
him
like
as a
I
problem.
honestly don't even think he was the problem in Pittsburgh. I think he
Yeah.
sat out because they weren't giving him enough money.
Well, you
and
know,
like
that
that's
is
why.
That is the
Yeah.
reason
So
why.
then like
yeah.
how is he a cancer? Like you know what I mean? Like
Well,
how
yeah,
did
yeah. Well, because he he sat out for an entire year because they didn't give him a long-term deal. Like, that's kind of insane.
Like, just play the year and then leave.
Just
Like,
play.
you know what I mean?
Just play. You're paid to play.
And he would have got millions of dollars for playing. Like,
exactly.
I don't know. Like, just New York Jets, if you're listening to this,
dysfunction.
Do not trade Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
Do not trade Le'Veon Bell.
Stupid decision of your life. All right, I want to get back to some NBA.
All right, go for it.
So, I'm gonna read you the NBA, the all NBA teams.
Mm-hmm.
They just came out yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So, the All NBA first team was
Here,
Steph Curry.
We'll go by it one by one. So you read it, and then we'll talk about the All NBA first team, and then
Deal. Okay, so the first team was Steph Curry, James Harden, Paul George, Giannis, and Jokic. I agree.
I don't have any problem with it.
No problem.
You could argue, like, we were talking about this yesterday, like Damian Lillard and Steph
Yeah.
being switched, but like
It's not a
Steph
big
just
deal.
like if one of them like switched to each other, you just be like, oh, whatever, like, you know what I mean? But
'Cause
definitely
the reason why you can argue Damian Lillard is that because the playoffs don't have anything to do with this. So like that's why you can argue Lillard, but they made the right move because Curry had a great season.
Yeah,
too.
no, Curry had a great season. So no, Jokic was the 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, took the team that didn't even make the playoffs yesterday to the
they
second.
were 2 seed Nuggets.
And then went to Game 7 against the Blazers.
Yeah, you gotta give it to Jokic. All right, now the second team is when I have a little bit of concern. So, and I'll tell you. So it's Kyrie, Lillard, Kawhi, KD, and Embiid. So my problem with this team is the fact that Kyrie was picked over Westbrook.
Westbrook's averaging a triple-double. Westbrook should be second team.
Westbrook not only is averaging a triple-double, Westbrook's a better defender than Kyrie. Westbrook, this is his 3rd straight year averaging triple-double. He averaged career highs in assists and rebounds. He averaged 11 rebounds as a guard.
But, like, what did Kyrie do this season?
Also, just because they were the 6th seed in the West and Kyrie was the 4th seed in the East, let me think. Oh, that's right. The Thunder and the Celtics have the exact same record.
Yeah.
What
just
because
the West is better than the East. That's what it is.
It's literally because the only reason why I don't know the reason why Kyrie made it over Westbrook.
But what did Kyrie do this season?
He didn't have a great year. He
exactly.
had a good year. He didn't have a
no,
great
but like
year.
not as good as Westbrook's.
Yeah, no. Westbrook had a way better season. If you want to make if Kyrie made the team because he shoots better and they were 4th in the East and you don't even want to look at records, that's it. But like if you really break it down, who had the better season, not including playoffs? Westbrook.
Westbrook averaged triple-double. Didn't he average 20-10-10?
He averaged 22, 10, and 11.
Yeah. Okay.
Almost got 11.
That's
like
that's better than
2K
Westbrook.
stats.
Yeah.
Like that's insane.
That's better than Irving. That's better than Kyrie.
Westbrook had a way better season.
Like,
than
is Kyrie a top 3-point guard in the league?
No, I think he's 4.
Yeah, like Curry, Lillard, Westbrook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then that should be the order of the All NBA team, literally. But like, Westbrook should have been with Lillard on the second team All NBA.
Definitely, 100%.
Like,
I agree.
I'm pretty sure last year Westbrook was 3rd-team All NBA.
Yeah.
And he averaged triple-double. Like, why do people discredit Westbrook so much?
It's only because they think the NBA. The narrative is that he's a stat pattern. The narrative is that he doesn't make his teammates better, which is false. Paul George, an MVP candidate. Steven Adams, top 10 center. The narrative is that he's a bad shooter. That's true. But the playoffs is what hurts Westbrook. That's what's gonna hurt Westbrook's legacy.
Well, because he can't win without KD.
And but no, yeah, I know. But what I was gonna say is that the All NBA teams, the playoffs doesn't factor into that.
It's like the MVP doesn't factor in.
So if you can't have Kyrie over Westbrook, if you're just looking at the regular season. But if you want to include the playoffs, which is what I think they did based on these, it's unfair. Westbrook deserves it more than Kyrie. Westbrook played more games than Kyrie too. Westbrook's not.
I just don't know what Kyrie did for that team. That Westbrook.
They had a down year. The Celtics had a down year.
Like in the beginning of the season, did you expect the Celtics to be like a top 2 seed?
My preseason pick was Boston, Golden State.
And then it ends up being Bucks or Raptors.
And then at the beginning of the playoffs, I was like, okay, I'm switching my pick to Milwaukee's going to win the East now. But why? Because Boston did not have a good year, and Milwaukee had a great year. Toronto had a great year too.
And Milwaukee beat them in 5.
Yeah, 5 games. But the playoffs didn't have.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
I know what you mean. Yeah, but like, it's a little political to me, if you know what I'm trying to say. Why Kyrie made the team over Westbrook? I know these teams don't mean anything, but I mean we gotta talk about it. And Kyrie did not deserve it over Westbrook.
I just don't like how like if you make an All NBA team, you're eligible for a Supermax.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Because some of these players like just go to a third team. This is where I like get
Oh, the
crazy. Like
third
go
team.
to the third team.
Third, because you know how I feel about one particular player on this team. So, okay, the third team was Westbrook, should be Kyrie,
Mm-hmm.
Kemba,
Mm-hmm.
LeBron,
All right.
Blake Griffin,
Yep.
and Gobert. Okay, so my problem
You go back.
with this team is that, okay, third team is fine. I would switch out Westbrook for Kyrie, keep Kemba, keep LeBron, keep Blake, but Rudy Gobert is not better than Karl-Anthony Towns, nor did he have a better season, and Karl-Anthony Towns deserves it. Karl-Anthony Towns
Karl-Anthony Towns made the All-Star game over him.
made the All-Star team. Yeah, made the All-Star team.
So how did he not make the All-NBA over him?
Exactly. He made the All-Star team. Karl-Anthony Towns is an exceptional defender. Gobert's a better defender than Towns, but
Yeah,
he's not
but-
Defensive Player of the Year. Cut it out. Gobert, yeah, he played 81 games, and he shot better.
I
but
think Gobert's
Cat,
overrated.
yeah, exactly. Karl-Anthony Towns averaged the exact same amount of rebounds and 10 more points per game
Then Gobert.
than Gobert.
And apparently Gobert's better.
Gobert's better.
That's
Yeah,
not
he
right.
didn't make the All-Star team either. You want to look at that, and the All-Star team plays into it. Why he didn't make the team? Why players make the All-NBA teams? Look at
I
Blake
just
Griffin.
don't like Gobert.
Yeah, like I don't agree with the fact that Gobert is the best defender in basketball. I don't agree with people with. It's not even a fact. That's an opinion. He's not the best defender. He's not the best shot blocker either. He's a great shot blocker. He's not the best shot blocker. But at the same time, Karl-Anthony Towns is a better scorer, an exceptional defender, a great rebounder. I'd rather have Karl-Anthony Towns over Gobert.
No, so would I. Like,
Oh.
if you're gonna start a team, who would you rather have?
I'd rather
You rather
have
have
Karl-Anthony
Cat. You rather have
Towns,
Karl-Anthony Towns. Yeah.
It's just the only thing with Karl-Anthony Towns is that he's a little lazy and might not care about the game as much as Gobert.
But-
Gobert, I
But
give
Gobert's a better defender, but Karl-Anthony Towns is a better overall player.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I would say I would pick Karl-Anthony Towns if I put Cat on the Jazz, they don't lose in 5 to the Rockets.
Yeah. They put up at least 6.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
No.
Karl-Anthony Towns is definitely better than
No,
Gobert.
yeah, and Karl-Anthony
deserves it
Towns
more.
made the All-Star team.
Yeah.
And Gobert didn't, and then you go around and say Gobert is all NBA third team, and Cat's
No,
not,
he's not.
and he didn't make the All-Star
Yeah,
team.
Karl-Anthony
Like
Towns
how?
Definitely
Literally,
deserved it.
Do you realize that everybody besides Gobert made the All-Star team
Yeah. He's the only
on
person. yeah.
on all the NBA lists?
Exactly, yeah.
So, like, what? Like,
doesn't
how?
make sense. It doesn't I know
And like, now since talking about that, like Klay Thompson, when he said, like, I definitely don't agree with what he said.
yeah, I don't think Klay
Like,
Thompson
even though I love the
should-
Warriors, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
but what Klay
Kemba
Thompson said, like,
deserved
Kemba Walker had a outstanding season. Even
Yeah.
though they only won 39 games, but he had an outstanding season. Was
Like,
an
you put-
all-star
yeah.
starter.
Exactly.
He
You put
deserved
Klay
that.
You put Klay on the Hornets, you think the Hornets will win 39 games?
You
No.
could even argue that he could have been second team All NBA.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly, Yeah.
But like Klay, like the guards, like they got it right with the guards. Like
yeah.
you know, what was it? Steph, Harden, right?
Mhm.
Then it was Kyrie.
It should be
and-
Westbrook and
so
Lillard.
yeah,
Yeah.
Westbrook, Lillard, Kyrie, Lillard, and then it was Westbrook, Kemba, right?
Yeah.
So like that's the best guards in the league, right?
Yeah.
Like Klay's not up there with them.
No, well, Clay's definitely a
No,
top,
he's a top guard,
yeah.
but like those guards are better than him.
He's just they had a better season.
Yeah.
than-
No, definitely. But like I just don't know. Like he thinks he's better than Kemba Walker. Like
He's
you
not.
brought this up to me the other day. Like, do you put Klay on that team? Take Kemba off? Like, do they win 39 games? No.
Like he's not, because Klay can't be the best player on a team.
Mm.
Kemba could. Like Kemba's gonna go down as the greatest Hornet to ever play.
Like he Jersey retired. Like
yeah,
that's
he,
him.
His jersey's already retired. Like you know what I mean? Like,
No, yeah, he's all time points and assists for
Yeah.
them. So
like, he's the greatest Hornet to ever lace him up.
But, like-
Klay just happens to be the best spot up shooter ever. Like that's it.
But like who does Kemba have on his team that can make him better? Nobody. Right?
Exactly. He makes his teammates better.
Yeah, exactly, because he's that good. So he
Yeah.
definitely deserved like I said, you could even argue that he could have made second team
Yeah,
All NBA. Like
100%.
they were 1 win away from the playoffs. Like they were
100%.
where they finished as 9th seed in the East, right? They just finished 9th. No,
9th or 10th. Yeah.
9th or 10th because the Heat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But like you could definitely argue that he could have been like he
Yeah,
had
yeah,
such
yeah.
a great season. He was an all-star starter,
Yeah. Definitely.
in his hometown, right? It was played at Charlotte this
Yeah.
year, right? So it's like, wow, the city really loves him. Like, you know what I mean? Like the city really cares about him. Like Kemba is the real deal in Charlotte. Like just like he just needs somebody else. Like but like who wants to play for Charlotte? You know what I mean? Like
Exactly,
who
yeah.
wants to come? It's like when Westbrook was by himself that one year,
Yeah.
right?
In OKC.
Yeah, before Paul George came. It's like who wants to go to OKC?
Paul George resigned.
Yeah, I know, but like at the time you're like, why would Paul George who wants to go play in OKC?
Exactly.
It's like you just think of these like towns. It's literally just like big markets where like
Yeah.
these teams go. Like New York's a big market, Miami, L.A. You know what I mean? Those are big markets. Like, I'm just trying to think of a team, like, who wants to go play for the Cavs? Like,
No,
you know what I
definitely,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's just like,
100%.
but, like, that's just, like, what I'm going off of.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
like, the Kemba just needs help, and, like, this free agency is going to be huge. Like, I definitely think you should, like, personally, I think you should resign just because of that city and how much they give to him and
Kemba,
stuff like that.
I don't know if he should resign.
You don't think so?
Because he
Do you
deserves.
think what happens like a 2-year deal or something like that, or like an opt out?
Nah, Kemba's got to go. Kemba did his thing for Charlotte.
Do you think Charlotte would be mad at him if he left?
No,
No.
because I think they'll understand that Charlotte's just not good enough to contend, and Kemba deserves to be on a team.
And he tried so hard. Like
Yeah.
Kemba gives 110% effort
Yeah.
every day when he goes to work.
Kemba should look at a team like Dallas, in my opinion, because, dude,
The Mavs.
let's say the Mavericks
Mm-hmm.
sign Kemba Walker and Nikola Vucevic because they have
And
enough
they
money
keep
to do it.
Kristaps, and they have Luka Doncic.
Exactly, they have enough money to do it because Vucevic isn't worth the supermax. Kemba's not gonna want the supermax. Kemba's gonna want a max.
Mm-hmm.
You got imagine this: a big four of Kemba, Doncic, Kristaps, and Vucevic.
Yeah, it's a good. I
That's a
definitely don't. I
solid
definitely think
four.
that Kemba would be willing to take a pay cut on any team.
No, definitely.
Like, 'cause Kemba's not. I feel like just like the
Kemba's
vibe he gives
generous,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, like he's just the guy that like wouldn't like
Yeah.
be like, oh, give me $210 million. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I
on
like
it.
Kemba Walker a lot.
I
think
have
he's
a
great
shirt of
player.
him. Like
Yeah.
I
He's a
respect
great
him.
player.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he's like on the list of like players that you cannot hate. Like,
No,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
It's
Yeah,
like
of
it's like
course.
him, like Boban's up there, like Donovan Mitchell. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
those
yeah.
players are like impossible to hate.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Damian Lillard's impossible to hate because
Well, you can hate Lillard.
a little bit.
Yeah, but
How?
you gotta respect him though.
No, that's like respect for
you,
players. Like,
you can hate on Lillard just 'cause they got swept, but
but that's it.
yeah,
But like before that, like these players are people that like people don't hate. Like
yeah, definitely.
because they have so much respect around them. Like I don't like LeBron because he's good. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? People
exactly.
don't like Curry and
Exactly.
Durant because he's
Yeah, I
good.
hate
They're
Curry
good.
because he's good.
That's why. But like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
because they're good.
Definitely.
But like, I don't know. That's just my opinion on
Definitely.
that.
No, I definitely agree, and I agree that Kemba. I agree everything you say about Kemba. I really do.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. Like, but besides that, like, Kyrie should be switched. Overall thoughts: Kyrie should be switched with,
With Westbrook
and then that's it.
and I
And
think
Gobert and
Cat
Cat should be in.
Yeah.
But like, that's it. Like, Clay should not. Like, Clay
didn't-
shouldn't be on one.
No, Clay was just talking out of his butt.
But that.
Yeah, exactly. He was talking out
But
of his behind.
he's on the Warriors.
Yeah,
like
he's just like whatever. I'd rather win a championship. So would I. But so I agree with that.
Yeah.
But,
But like he was just being like a little bit like salty, you know what I
He
mean?
rolled his eyes when they mentioned Kemba, and it's like you really think that you could be better on the Hornets than Kemba if you take Kemba off and put
Mm-mm.
you on. Let's go see what happens if you go in Charlotte.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, it's a good podcast show.
Definitely.
Talked about a lot of stuff.
Of course.
Next time we definitely got. I can't wait for free agency to come because I just
Definitely.
I want to predict where everybody wants to go.
Exactly.
But that's definitely we gotta wait till after the finals for
oh
that.
yeah, definitely.
Because the finals definitely impacts the league so much
Oh,
around
yeah.
what happens,
Well,
right?
Kevin Durant has the league in his hands.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whatever
You're
he
right.
does, literally whatever he does is gonna
Mhm.
impact the league.
No. Yeah. 100%. All right. So guys, everybody, thank you for so much for listening to our podcast. We'll have another episode on the next
Yeah,
couple
for real,
days,
thank you so much.
and we'll see you next time.